Good day, everyone, and welcome. Please read the disclosure. All our videos for educational purpose only. Uh, Today we are going to try something new. We're gonna put the Nasdaq is about to hit, already hit the target, so we cannot do anything about it. Let's Before we take down the auto trades, let's show you what's going on in the market. We were waiting for an hour actually. Finally, the ES broke down. If you are auto trading, doesn't matter what type of auto trade you have. If you want to go long, it's fine as long as you are below the 63.25. 63.25. This is the re-entry point. So if you are auto trading and the auto trade took it long trade in that area here or in that area here, it's fine as long as you know your target is right there, 63.25. There is no long above the 63.25. There is no long above that. On the Nasdaq, if you are out of a trade, the re-entry point is 23,164. Most of my auto trades are going short, but today I want to show something else. We did on Monday the difference between stop loss and on that auto trade, and without the stop loss, and let the auto trade try to. So what we are going to do, we're gonna go ahead and close the trade, and we're going to close the trade. I want to show what we did on Monday, and those two are the same template, one with an auto trade, one without, and it's fresh. We just restarted the auto trade so you can see how you can manage the M strategy. The M strategy is different than the scalper or the other auto trade. This one here, if you notice, both of them took the same trade and the same target. Normally this auto trade take one trade. Now this one with the stop loss, if you don't want to dive into the trade, this one here is with one stop loss. If the market go into your direction, it's going to be fine. The difference between those two, if the market went the opposite direction, you can limit the auto trade to take 2 contracts, or on a micro account 4 contracts, 5, 6 contracts. What it does, the auto trade, take it from one level to another and then add 1 contract from one level to another and then close the trades. So as an example here, if we take an example, this one here took a long, the market went against you, then it took on the second level 1 more trade. I allow this auto trade either 4 or 5, I don't remember, contracts, which is a good idea to use it on a micro account if you want to use 4 contracts or 5 contracts. So it will be half a Nasdaq, it's okay. And then took the second trade, the third trade on the fib level, and then exited out. Now when we did the test last week, the one without the auto trade today top up $40,000 from last week, and the other one did not make near the 40,000 when you are using a stop loss. So the trader has to determine if he wants to use stop loss, which is safer, or you allow your auto trade to take a second and the third and the fourth. You can go up to 10 contracts. You can go up to 10 contracts on a micro account, which is equal to one NASDAQ. So the odd for losing a trade without a stop loss, look, now the auto trade, this one has a stop loss and took one contract and he lost that trade because we have a stop loss. On this one here, if this market goes up, he's gonna enter from the second level and add one contract, and then he's going to add another contract and then another contract. At the same time, look, now the auto trade took the second trade, and now this one here added a trade. The difference between those two right now, this one here, the target got to readjust it. This one here is the target the same. So let's watch this one carefully. The difference between those two. And this one here without the stop loss is already $530, which I normally do not use Rank-A-Bar, but we have some traders that like Rank-A-Bar. So, and Rank-A-Bar, you cannot optimize Rank-A-Bar. So we did some testing to some traders. They requested, our traders, they wanted to use Rank-A-Bar. So I'm using NinjaTrader Rank-A-Bar. I'm not using my Rank-A-Bar. I don't want to complicate it. I want to keep it as is. So at the same time, if you are trading without stop loss and you think you're overwhelming, or you can always close the trade immediately. So on every single auto trade, there are a trailing stop and a stop loss. At the same time, we have some different auto trades. You can force stop the auto trade, or you let the auto trade make a decision when to close the trade. So there is many options, or you can add stop loss for safety, and then you can allow the auto trade to close the trade. If you extended the stop loss to a little bit more, then either the auto trade will close itself, or it will be a hard stop by your stop loss. So when the trade is taken, there are two options for that trade to close. So as we see right now, one is going to get stopped at the stop loss, but if you look at the bigger picture, the one without a stop loss nailed $40,000 in 1 week. So that's the difference, and the other one didn't come even near to it. So higher risk, higher reward, yes, and you don't need to use, let's say on a micro account, using the 10 Rank-A-Bar, NinjaTrader Rank-A-Bar. I mean, if you're not using a real NASDAQ, a mini NASDAQ, you are using a micro NASDAQ, you can come up to a couple 3,000 on it. So also depends on the market movement. Now we are in the summer, the market is just garbage. It's not really trending. But always July, August, and after you eat your Thanksgiving, all the way till New Year Eve, the market, there is no performance in the market. So those two options. Also, there is a third option if you want to be in the middle, where you can extend the target, having a target on the NASDAQ 25 ticks, 30 ticks. You can extend it to 50 ticks, 60 ticks, and then that will allow, if the market goes against you, that allow the auto trade to increase the trade short or long, and then come out of it with least losses. So it depends how you want it to trade the market. If you want it to be aggressive or safety. As an example, right now, if you are on a micro account, you are behind $84. You're not 840. And now the auto trade is going to add one more trade on the higher level, on the fib level. It's going to add one more trade, and it's going to go ahead and trying to get an average price and then get out of the trade. When you are using the stop loss, it's going to try again to go short on the next higher level with a stop loss. So in every single auto trade, the more aggressive, the more reward you get, and the safer you are, the less money. And that's how it is. At this moment, if we look at the NASDAQ broke the short line, and it's not going to be a pretty picture because we have a re-entry on the ES, and there is no long trade on the ES, so the NASDAQ is going to fall again, and there is no trend at the moment on the NASDAQ to keep climbing from the market, despite the buyers and the sellers are the buyers over the sellers, but the momentums are weak, and the market analyzers are mixed, and the ES, there is no way for the ES to break all those resistance. So you are diving in at this moment with the NASDAQ and ES with a lot of volatility, and the only thing trade between those two charts is the ES short. This is the only valid trade at this moment. The NASDAQ is a very high risk to go long on the NASDAQ, while the ES is not synchronizing with the NASDAQ and is not going parallel, don't have the same pressure, don't have the same momentum, and that can cause tremendous losses in the market despite what kind of auto trade you are auto trading, because the ES and NASDAQ are not in sequence. You cannot adjust an auto trade on a NASDAQ or an ES, or because you have a template or you have a time frame. You cannot get away with it if the market, the ES and the NASDAQs are not in, it's been a long day, in sequence. So as we see here, this one here is taking short on the higher level one by one, because what we did, we limited the trades, and it's not going to add one more trade because it's limited with the stop loss, where this one here, I feel it around 4 or 5 trades, 5 lots. But when you are using a micro account, now you are down $100. That's true, but it is eventually this market is gonna go down in here and close it. So the higher risk, higher reward, safe haven. So of course here is you are trading one trade at the time, and then if it loses, then it takes short on the higher level or long, depends how the market moving. And here is trying to get an average price, and then it's gonna hit it. So right now, as we see on the NASDAQ, it's a change in direction, and probably this market at this moment, you don't have a long, but the market did go against you here, and you need to tolerate the pain when you are not using the stop loss. You have to tolerate it. Or if you think it's going overboard, you can always say close position right here and you can close position. You don't have to wait till it get out of hand. You can close the position after 1 or 2 contracts if you are not using a stop loss, and let it readjust it again and take another trade. So the average, when you are auto trading without stop loss, sometimes in the morning you can go minus or you can go plus, depends on the market movement. But at the end of the day, if you are using the E-mini, your average PNL is around 7,000-8,000, your average PNL. If you run it in the morning and in the afternoon, there is a certain area where you're gonna go down with your PNL, but on the bigger picture, the market cannot be sour all the time, and then you start catching the trends, and then your PNL adjusted itself. At the end of the day, in the market you cannot say all the time, but 8 out of 10 or 7 out of 10, your PNL at the end of the day is a plus, it's not minus. Do I have seen it close the day on minus? Yes, I have seen it close on minus. There is no such a thing called guaranteed it's gonna be on the plus all the time, but you can go 7, 8 out of 10 where you can stop when the PNL become extremely profitable to your area. If you are using a micro account, you can see right now, that's what we have said. The Nasdaq, there is no long, and is going to drag the ES with him, the Nasdaq, and it did. Despite the buyers over the seller, it didn't help. There is not enough beef for this market to keep going up. So what happened, we called a re-entry on the ES here, and what it is, the ES dragged the Nasdaq with him. That's why we said you should not take your trades on the Nasdaq at this moment. So now we can see we are taking it from the fib, and they are both of them on the plus side. That's fine. It's doing what it's supposed to do. And now if this market goes against you, we'll stop. If the market going against you on this one here, we'll add. If the market goes against you, we'll add. So, and if the market go to your direction, it's going to stay on one contract. It's not gonna add. Only if it's the market goes against you, it's gonna add the trade. So I took it from the fib, it's fine. And we covered on Monday the ES for Renko bar, and this is the ES for Renko bar. I think this one is without stop loss, and I have another one with a stop loss, and you can see, no, this one with the, look, took a long trade, the market was sideways, went down, took another one from another level, and then closed it in. Instead of having a losing trade, it become a winning trade. What you are doing, average price. When you are using a stop loss, is a hard trade. What you get, if the market goes against you, your stop loss gets you out of the trade, and you're done. When you're trying to play with an average price, you have more advantage in the market, but sometimes the market can go against you, but you need to be patient. So you should not auto trade more than what you can handle. So in other words, if you wanted to auto trade this one here, use a micro account on 4 contract. So it's not, you're not going to panic if you are using a micro account. But if you are using 4 E-mini, yes, there is a good potential at the end of the week. You have a 10, 20,000, but also you have to have the stomach if you see a trade going 1,000 the opposite direction. So it cannot be, eating the cake. I mean, you have to be careful which direction you want to be trading, aggressive or you want to trade safely. That's a big difference between those two. And we will if we look at the ES, we have a short trade right in here, 6,325. The Nasdaq, you don't have a trade on the Nasdaq. Sorry to say that. Not at this moment, is a very high risk. The Nasdaq is going from short to long. In this process here, you should not be taking any trade in this process because the ES is not going to respond with him. And be careful. If we look at the ES, you're gonna say, what in the hell is this? There are too many lines. Those, they sprayed out when the market is trending and they get tight when the market not trending. So when you see that much, or when you see the ES entering those lines, you should take all the trades off from the ES. All the trades off from the ES. Because this is a lot of volatility in here. And again, there is a good potential to change direction in no time. So you have to be careful. And that's why you see right now the Nasdaq. Look at this. It's really, really hard to trade the Nasdaq. And the ES have a much cleaner vision to take the short and avoid the long trades on the ES. The target on the ES is 6,300 for today, institutional number. So things can change, but at this moment, there is no hope for that ES to go long, only if there is a breaking news. On the normal news, there is nothing really important is going to, not right now, is going to move the market. So at the moment, you have to keep thinking short, 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 short on the ES and avoid trading or avoid auto trading on the Nasdaq because you are struggling on the Nasdaq. I don't care what auto trade you are using, you are struggling on the Nasdaq. You're not making big money. You are on a high risk, a matter of time before that train hit the wall. You are on a very high risk trades with the Nasdaq. Simple as that. So sometimes it's really good to know when we are auto trading. I'm not teaching price action. I'm trying to show you how we can avoid problems in the market when we are auto trading. And let's see, where is the ES? The ES is still on the same trade. Absolutely, there is no long on the ES. And I will not buy that movement on the Nasdaq. I will not buy it. I will leave it alone. Look at this mess. Your NASDAQ is got caught between those fibs. Major support area at 23,161, and most likely is gonna break it because the ES is dragging the NASDAQ with him, and now it is what it is. So here it is going. You see what is this NASDAQ? This is a major support area. You see this one here? Look, this is a major support area, and the NASDAQ is lost. The NASDAQ is lost in this area. And it's a matter of time before that NASDAQ is going to give up that number. We still holding on the major support, and it is really this market wishy-washy. It is, you have to be Houdini to figure out what's going on in this market. In those conditions, if a trader not aware the problem in the market, he will never have success with any auto trade. I mean, you are the captain on the ship with the auto trade, irrelevant what this type of auto trade you are using. If you are not aware what's going on in the market, you're just leaving your money to destiny. I don't know. To luck, I think. So on this one here, despite we had major losses on one trade, we recovered immediately, and we are only minus $10, which we had a big blow here, and we are recovered everything, and we are only down $10. So how often this happen? Not very often. So there is always on the money, and sometimes you will have major blow off, as like what you see. Also, if we look at the ES, you can do that if you want to. If you look at the momentum, everything, the support is overwhelming, is right there at 63.15. And if you think the 63.15 holding, you can look from the sellers over the buyer, the market analyzer. You can determine immediately if this fib's holding or not. And I'm gonna give it one more chance to penetrate that support. If it's not, as an example, you can close this button here and take your profit and let it take another trade if you want to. I'm gonna go ahead and close it, take some profit. It is 650 at this moment, and this one here is 490, and this one now 245. So this one immediately recovered the trades, and now we are going for one more round to see how the trade. So this is one type of an auto trade. We have many types. We have 20 different auto trade in your package, but this is one of them where very friendly use, very simple to use, and now on the scalper, also you can use an auto trade on the scalper, or you can use a stop loss, or you can leave it without the stop loss and the auto trade close itself as well. And you have an option to break even, stop loss, or if you don't want to use a stop loss, now it is 1,125. So you can use the stop loss. You can, or you can let the auto trade do the stop loss itself. So all of them, they have the option if you want the trade for you to be managing that trade, or you can let the auto trade to manage that trade. It's always nice to have a lot of option in the auto trade. It's not just indicator, is also the auto trade is capable of also make decision for you sometimes. And right now we are we're closing those trades. Now here we have 745, and this one recovered immediately, and we are on a plus 500. So this is really good. And if we are talking about the Nasdaq today, it is not a pretty picture on the Nasdaq. I mean, the Nasdaq, it is a struggling market on the Nasdaq, and here it is. So for the Nasdaq to recover that fast and put money back on, this is really good. And now this is the second trade, one with a stop loss and one without stop loss, and they are working parallel with each other. And if this market goes against you, the stop loss, it will be hard stop loss, or what we do, you play the average price. Actually, you know, we talked many years about you cannot day trade Bitcoin, but with this kind of auto trade, what you do, you put little bit at the time, and then you gain average price on a Bitcoin or any other, or stocks or anything. And then let's say if you want to auto trade it on a stock, you feed it 100 stock per entry or 10 stocks per entry, and then the max is 100 as an example. So actually we have one of the guy, he paid, we modify that auto trade to trade the stocks for him. And it was not for our clients. When we develop for somebody, whether it's partner or customer, it is belong to him, so we cannot share it with the other traders. But we developed one for him, exactly the same, but with the stocks. And he is a stock trader. He is a future trader, and he have people work for him, and he have 4 traders and 1 woman, 5 traders, and each one of them trade differently. One is a crypto, one is a stock, one is Forex, and 2 futures. So here it is. And now let's look at the ES. The ES is already 650. You can use a break even as well on the auto trade, and you can use a break even, you can use a stop loss, you can leave it alone. I mean, 4 Renko is a very small, and if it goes against you, he's going to add, like what happened in here. So right now, this one here, it is a losing trade. It is a losing trade. On this one, staying, and it's going to take the second entry on the second level and go short and average the price, which is extremely profitable when you are trading manually. As I said before, if we look at the NASDAQ as an example, or in EOS, NASDAQ, there is no trade. Look at this. It's a very, very nasty chart. It's not good. On this one here, now we have two re-entry on the EOS. The first re-entry, which the biggest mistakes traders do when they are manual traders, there are not many of them left, but there are still. Here's an entry, but stand go into contract, and here's your second entry. Right there. Those are, if you are trading manually, you don't want to go short in here, market order. But here, this is the first re-entry short. You don't have long at this moment. If it goes to your direction, you don't need this one anymore. If it went against you, listen to this, and it get filled, there are two resistance behind you. There are two resistance behind you. They are supporting your trade. They are supporting your idea. And those are your lean, your back on. Because if you take this trade and that trade supported by a resistance, the chances between 1 and 10, you are 8 out of 10 to win that trade. If you are taking the trade in the middle, as we see right now here, there is a good potential that trade is going to turn around on you. So you are flipping a coin in here, 5 out of 5. Your trade is on a high risk because there is nothing you lean on. If you are insistent on taking, as an example, when a trader become mature trader and grow up and he want to take manual trades, sometimes the only potential short in here is right there. Why? Because you are supported by the first resistance and the second resistance. So this is what the whole idea in here is, to take the second level and then average the price. So if we look right now, the one with the stop loss is 1,050, where we started in 1 hour ago. It was like $35 and $33. I don't remember. Go back to this video and you will see. And here we had a huge loss on one trade. We recovered it plus $800. So the recovery on that one without stop loss is 2 times faster than the one with the stop loss. As we see right now, this one here is in action. This trade went against you, and the stop loss on this one here is gonna hit. Now we are 850, and this one is going to add, and then changing your target. So you have more advantage on that one to regain the losing trade and equal, like this one here as an example, right there as an example, where the trade did go against you, and then we took the second level, went and closed into plus, and took the third position. So what it does, this one cover this one, and this one become a plus. So you have 1 losing trade on that trade and 2 winning trade. Of course, you recovered your losses, and plus money in your pocket. So it depends how you want to play the game. If you want to, if you are want it to be. Now, as we see here, this one add the second trade for a low risk. This one is stopped with minimum, and this one here is gonna add the third, the fourth, and the fifth, and then it's gonna go ahead and cash it out. The market is not going to be in one direction. Another thing's also one of the tricks. No matter how fast the market goes down, when the market goes fast, has to go back to reconfirm every number. As an example, the ES is dropping fast. Good. And then we are on a trade. Good. But the ES has to go back to reconfirm everything that happened. Always there is a trace back for confirmation. Confirmation of a support, resistance, the numbers. Every time the market goes fast, has to go back and retest and reconfirm before it can go forward. So when you see a fast drop, does not mean, oh God, I need to panic. There is a fast drop and then recovery, and then could be short again, or it is over. Always, always you have to, it is very hard, honestly, to trade without using your motion. It's very hard. It takes many years. I've been doing this for 32 years. It took a long time. But the things is, if you can afford $100 to lose, try to put $50 afford to lose, not $100. When you use a little money, you don't get excited when you are over-immersing yourself, like what you see with those small children, over-immerse themselves on a gold or on a crypto, and then a blow right up to their face. So try to, like if you want to use this auto trade, try to use, even if you can afford 10 micro account, try to use 4 micro account where it doesn't excite you that long. So because everything goes down must go up again, everything goes up must go down again. So it cannot be one direction. So what you do, you add lot, and then when the market recover, you can close that trade. So it is very important, if you do not want to use your stop loss, you do not over-immersion yourself, you try to be as minimum as it can be, let's say 2, 3 micro account on an ES or on a NASDAQ, micro account 3 or 4 or 2 or 1. If it's 1, use a stop loss. So this way, you don't need to go with the pain. This is very important, how painful it is for you. So now, as you see here with the stop loss, he took a long trade, and now it's gonna be probably closed down, and you might lose that trade. On this one here is holding in the market, because this market is going up to retest the 23,164. As we see, there is a fast drop, and now we wanted to reconfirm those numbers. So it cannot be one direction dropping. It cannot be. So it has to go back up again to reconfirm the support, the resistance, everything. So despite what you see here, the market is in red. There are sellers pushing this market down. The sellers over the buyers. the market analyzer, all in red, indicating there is short. If we look at the ES, it's up. What it does is reconfirming, and then you need to re-enter short. Just because this bar is going up does not mean the short is over. It's trying to recover, and there is a potential entries. There are a lot of potential entries. There is one here. I don't want to get filled, but there is one here, right here, and there is one right there. So as you see, the market going up again to confirm. Most likely, the ES want to confirm what he broke, this support. We need to confirm at least this one here is become a resistance. If the market come to this place and turn around, this means it's been confirmed, or maybe it's going to be confirmed by the second one. And here it is a perfect re-entry on the ES. It's right there. It's a perfect re-entry on the ES. So as you see right now, we were really down, and now we are recovering, and it's going to be to the plus side. This one here is on one trade. He closed the trade, and this one here is going to be much more on it than the one trade. And here it is going to close. So it depends if you can stand the pain or not without the stop loss. So let's go ahead as an example, see what happened on that trade. On that trade is we took a trade, perfect, from the entry, from the support area. It didn't work. He took the other one. The market keep going down, keep going down. He has limitation over 4 contracts or 5 contracts. And then instead being a losing trade, become a winning trade. We have one losing trade, one winning trade, one winning trade, one winning trade. So out of 4, we have a 3 winning trade and 1 losing trade. So this is a little advanced trading than the normal guy using an ATR momentum MACD with the stop loss going forward. We're still on the same trade on the ES. You can see how horrible this market is. We've been on that trade for over 15 minutes, and that makes you nervous. Remember, when any time your auto trade stay longer than usual on that trade and is not producing any ticks, override the auto trade and close it. Override the auto trade and close it, because most likely the longer you stay on any kind of trade long enough, it's gonna most likely, there is nothing 100% in the market, most likely it's gonna go against you. So if we examine that trade has been over 15 minutes and has not produced any money. Get rid of it as soon as possible. Doesn't matter, maybe the market is gonna go up in here. Get rid of it. Because the destination on that ES, the odds are against you, because this one is taking it from the support level on the 10 Renko, so the odds are against you. If we look, the sellers over the buyers, and the market analyzer from 1 to 30 minutes is in red, and everything, the odds are against you. Get rid of it with the minimum losses. As an example, what you do, I'm waiting on it, it's going up a little bit, and as you see here is 0-0, close it. Get rid of it. We don't need it. Even if the market, we know the market, I know the ES is coming here, but I want to get rid of it. You should not let your auto trade, if your auto trade, any type of auto trade, take a trade and does not produce money immediately, give him a couple minutes, 2 minutes. If he's not producing money, get rid of that kit or that trade, whatever. And and as you see right now, I got rid of it, and the market decided to go turn it around. So it was a good decision to get rid of that trade. And of course, the auto trade is going to recalculate on the second level, and most likely is going to take a long trade. Finished. As we see here, we have two trades on the NASDAQ, and here we have one trade on the NASDAQ. The NASDAQ took a trade short in here, went against him, took the second one, closed it. We are $720, we are $750. But believe me, when you are trading or auto trading on a long day, let's say from morning till evening, you're gonna see the potential, as we said, as I said to the traders on Monday, to our traders, try both and see what you like. Try without stop loss and with the stop loss and see what you like, and then use it. So that's the best way, is what you like. So right now, if we go back to the video from the beginning, we said from this morning, your institutional number, your morning target, if you go back to the video, 6,300. Right now, and those usually hit around 11 o'clock, plus minus 10 minutes, 5-10 minutes. So if we look, it is 10:52 Eastern Time, and the institutional number, profit taken on 63, that's what we said early this video. Go back and listen to it. So we still have 7 minutes to hit the target on the institutional number 6300.25 to the tick by 11 o'clock. Let's look at the NASDAQ, if it got, actually it got better, the NASDAQ. The NASDAQ is short, and I don't know if he's gonna make it, but the target, the institutional number, the first one is 23,028. I don't know. The NASDAQ is full of surprises. But also, there is a lot of hard bridges in front of the NASDAQ. You have the support area here. It's struggling to break it. Now he's breaking it, and he's coming to the double support. So I'm not sure the NASDAQ able to break those double support, while the buyer with the 6 different time frame, the sellers are not really strong. The market analyzer is mixed. There is some green in it, especially the higher time frame. So there are weakness in this NASDAQ to break those double support. So I'm not sure that NASDAQ able to go through that double support. And now it's 10:54, and now we are going straight to the target, 6,300 by 11 o'clock, plus minus 5-10 minutes. Also, you start having a reversal plotting on the, and now he has perfect timing, turning long trade because we're coming to the final destination. So if this auto trade add one more trade in here, I'm fine with it because this is the end right there. And so we'll see what happens. The reversal fired, and now we're coming directly to the target one. Let's see if this Nasdaq able to break those. If the Nasdaq able to break those double support, we can go directly to the target one. Let's see if it's able to do it. I doubt it, but let's see what we can do. Profit taken on 6,300 is 10.56. It's right on time, plus minus 5-10 minutes. Look at the Nasdaq. Look what happened to the Nasdaq. You see? And I don't know if you can see it, but the wick is right there, right above the target. And now the re-entry on the ES is right there, right here. You don't have any other re-entry short on the ES. This is where the ES re-entry, right there. It's 10.57. Let's see if the Nasdaq will break it. The ES is gonna get filled one more. And look at the timing. 10.58, and look at the target, please. Look. We said that at the beginning of this video, and I don't know if you can see the wick on the YouTube. Look at the wick. Here it is, 10.59. 10.59. The second target institutional number, which they're not gonna make it now, it is 6290. Look where the ES hold. Profit taken. Look at the wick. Right at the number. The Nasdaq still thinking to cross those double support. And now it's gonna play you banana here. It's gonna confuse the hell out of you, and it's gonna confuse the hell out of your auto trade. And here it is. Look at this. Now that trade start paying off from the support area. Look, when everybody trying what we have happen, look at the timing. 11 o'clock. 11 o'clock. Profit taken. welcome to trading. Your auto trade become irrelevant to the market. Your account become irrelevant to this market. And target hit, profit taken, and do whatever you want from here. Folks, that's all what we have for you today. We wish you the best, and we wish you a pleasant day. Bye for now.